in front. Thurston to choose from. It's Cook. He hits it. He scores. He's got the blue goal. He's got the premiership.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of SARL Talk. This week's episode focuses on the review of the £1 million game, Super League playoffs, and a special from the NRL Grand Final, as well as some previews for the upcoming Super League Grand Final on Saturday. Once again, I'll be joined by Paul and Ben, like previous episodes, but the NRL coverage will come from our special NRL summariser of Trev Smith, who's filmed actually in Australia.
G'day guys, Trev Smith here from Serious About Rugby League. Just here to talk about the last weekend grand final wrap-up in the NRL. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Kevin Serrata and the Penrith Panthers for winning the Under-20s Holden Cup. They were minor premiers and they fairly deserve the premiership over Manly, winning 34-18, and well done to Sonny Luke for being man of the match. Also, I'd like to congratulate the Walker brothers and their epic play of turning the time back and showing football what is razzle-dazzle to beat today's structures. Everyone said that was old school. Well, old school beat new school on the weekend in the interstate challenge against the Newcastle Knights. Now let's get on to the main game. North Queensland Cowboys defeated the Brisbane Broncos. Brisbane came second during the year. Cowboys came third. It was a battle of Queensland, the first time it's ever happened in NRL history that we have had an all-Queensland grand final. So the first semi-final between these two for the year, it was an epic game. So everyone was just hoping for a repeat where this game was like the first one. Okay, so Brisbane scored first for Corey Oates. Corey Oates scored a brilliant try, which reminded me of the Steve Renouf try of the '92 grand final, when the Brisbane Broncos outclassed St George Dragons in that day back in September of '92. Okay, and the Cowboys this year played brilliant football in the grand final. Most teams will drop their bundle, I reckon.
Yo! Welcome to my take on this week's action in the world of Rugby League. The first thing I'm going to start off talking about this week is the Man of Steel dinner. I myself was there. It was a great evening, and the winner, Zach Hardacre, it's obviously caused a lot of controversy. He had a few misdemeanors earlier in the season, but he won the award after a great season. A lot of people not happy with this. He was up against Walmsley and Cuthbertson. For me, Walmsley's been the most improved player this year. Cuthbertson has been the best signing, but I think Hardacre has been the best player. You cannot deny it. He's had a terrific season. For me, he deserved Man of Steel. You can't argue with that. He served his punishments, did his time, and I think everyone should just respect the season Hardacre's had, and now he'll go for the England fullback spot.
Hello again everyone, what a weekend we had, starting on Thursday, not the best of games. Huddersfield didn't really show up, but Wigan were fantastic. Sometimes, you can only play as well as you're allowed to, and Wigan's defensive effort, especially first half, was absolutely outstanding. Huddersfield made a lot of mistakes, but sometimes you're forced into them mistakes, trying to force the pass and things like that. So fair play to Wigan, they're playing really well at the moment. On Friday, what a game at Headingley, Leeds against Saints, absolutely superb. They've all the way, nail biting. We don't know who's going to come out top to right at the end when Watkins went over. But, I've been people talking about the Ryan Hall try. Okay, that's not really getting full downward pressure on the ball, but the rules state it's a try, so can't blame the referees for giving the try. That's what the rules are. I think maybe that rule does need looking at. It's getting a bit ridiculous now. People aren't in control of the ball and tries are being given, but it was given as a try in the field of play, so the rules state that there'd have to be proof that it wasn't a try to disallow it, and there certainly wasn't that, so there's no blame attached to the officials on me. But like I said, let's talk about this game. The intense, the hits, it was just brilliant to watch. I mean, any side could have won it. Absolutely fabulous entertainment. Fair play to Leeds, just got over the line again, just like they did against Huddersfield the week before. Grand final now, we'll talk about that in a minute, but you've got to hand it to them. This side don't know when they're beaten. I think that City went quite quiet, which is unusual for Headingley. But I think, probably the biggest moment was probably when Walsh missed that conversion. I think that conversion would have put them 7 points up. And I really do think that Leeds heads might just have dropped then. I mean, that probably would have been it. So, I think that they got a bit of a lift from that. Then obviously Sinfield kicked that fantastic 40-20. Brilliant, what a servant he's been. Brilliant kick, and they went up and they got the try. And they managed to hold on, and obviously got one at the end when Leeds were trying to throw it about. But back at Old Trafford for the first time for 3 years.
Now the big thing this week is obviously the Super League Grand Final. Wigan brushed aside Huddersfield, who, let's be honest, bottled it again. And Leeds narrowly beat St Helens, were probably slightly fortunate. Sinfield 40-20 changed the game. So it's the dream final, it's first versus second. They finished level on points in the table. And it's the first time Leeds and Wigan have met in a Super League Grand Final since the first ever Super League title decider at Old Trafford in '98. So it's going to be a massive, massive occasion. It's a sellout, and it's hard to call, really hard to call. For me, there's some terrific battles around the pitch. You've got to look at Hardacre versus Bowen. Bowen is coming towards the end of his career. He'll finish it after this game. He's had a terrific end to the season. He has produced his best performances against Leeds. The Magic Weekend he was outstanding, but he'll come up against obviously the reigning man of steel, Zach Hardacre, the standout player in this season's Super League. So that'll be a terrific battle. The rest of the back line, it's going to be a nip and tuck, but the halves is interesting. You've got Sinfield, obviously his last match for the Rhinos, and Maguire. They're up against the young player of the year, George Williams, and Matty Smith, who's obviously known for his game management. That battle could decide the game. I think Matty Smith will have to play probably one of the better games he's played this season, and Williams will obviously complement him with his running game, so it'll be an interesting battle in the halves. And the forwards, of course, it's going to be rough and ready. The referee, I'm glad it's Ben Thaler, who's been the best ref this year by a mile. I think he'll let the game flow, he'll allow the forwards to get stuck into each other, and I think it's going to be a terrific final. So obviously, you've got to mention Kylie Lulawai, Jamie Peacock, Kevin Sinfield, three legends, Super League legends, on their way out. There's going to be a lot of emotion involved as far as the Leeds players are concerned, but Wigan won't care about that. They will get stuck into the Rhinos. They've beaten them twice already this season, so they don't fear them. Be a terrific game. The Rhinos going for the treble. The Warriors looking to put last year's grand final disappointment behind them. For us to make a prediction, I'm going to say Leeds by 1 point. I'm going to predict 25-24, and Sinfield with a last-minute drop goal. You heard it here first. See you next week.
Firstly, I start with the Super League. Obviously, I was at the DW Stadium last Thursday for, well, let's be honest, it wasn't really a playoff game to me. It was far too easy. Wigan strolled to the win. It could have been any more than 32 points to 8, to be honest. On Friday, Leeds Saints, I was a neutral. And for it to go right down to the last 10 minutes, it was really a draw. I'd have preferred any of the two in the final, even with the Wigan hat on. Leeds or Saints. Obviously, Leeds was one I preferred, because I've yet to see a Wigan Leeds final, so it's ticking the box for me on that one. Obviously, in terms of the grand final itself, I'll be attending on Saturday, hoping to do special for the website. I'm not sure what I'm planning to do yet, but basically, I'll be covering the final before, after, and the result. As far as the results, I'd say Wigan win possibly 24-18. No, a late one. I'd say to be maybe 24-12 up. Leeds score in the last 10 minutes or something. Hopefully it'll be a good afternoon no matter what though.
Yeah, well, as we're looking at, we've had that last weekend, and now we've got this fantastic grand final to look forward to on Saturday. Obviously I'll review it properly in my betting review later on in the week, but there's absolutely nothing between these two sides in Super League. Was the level on points, and just points difference separated them. But I think the points difference would be even closer if you took into account last week's games as well. So I mean, the 2-all in the 4 games in Super League, and the 8 and the Magic Weekend, absolutely, you can't split them. I mean, the bookies can't split them. I don't think anybody can. I mean, and either result wouldn't surprise you. When you've got the 3 legends leaving, Layla White, obviously Sinfield and Peacock, their last games for Leeds. I mean, it'll be a dream send off to go off with a treble. Ryan Mack's got the coach fully deserved. He's already got the League Leaders Shield and the Challenge Cup. But I mean, obviously, let's not forget Kieran Cunningham's last ever game for St Helens, another legend, was a loss at Old Trafford to Wigan. So that there's things you can look at on either side here. It's going to be really tough. I'm not going to call it yet. I'll have a look at the odds and I'll call it later on in the week. But I can't wait for it. I think it's the top two in the league, so it's the grand final everybody wants to see. Games that sell out. It's going to be absolutely a fantastic occasion, great for our sport, and I just hope that whoever wins, let's just hope that the sport's the winner at the end of the day. Everyone goes at a good time, behaves himself, and the game's an absolute cracker. It has to be, really. I mean, these two sides, there's some really intense battles, especially at Magic Weekend. There's been some really intense battles. And obviously, this is a neutral venue. It's going to be a packed house. Tremendous atmosphere. Everyone that's going really wish you a good time. This is a great time to be a rugby league fan, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely sensational. Obviously, the Man of Steel's just been named Zach Hardacre will be playing. It's a good choice. That, I mean, personally, I've probably gone for Cuthbertson. I think Cuthbertson's been a breath of fresh air this year. Walsh is unlucky as well. I think only three could have won it, really, but they can't have just gone for Cuthbertson, if I'm honest. I think he's come with all his offloads. He's sparked life in the Super League this year, but I think Zach's had his problems off the field, but I think it's doing the world of good. I really do. You got a lot of this work for by your peers, and then the panel. So I think he could come on from this, and just might go up a little bit. He certainly has shown that in the last few weeks that he has grown up. He's learned from his mistakes. But we all do. Everyone deserves a second chance. A fair play to him. Good to see him getting the England squad as well. Hopefully with Steve McNamara playing against New Zealand. But that might be that he's had a few niggling injuries, so I'd be surprised if he maybe he's rested through the winter. But we'll wait and see on that one. But like I said, it's going to be an absolutely tremendous grand final on Saturday. And we'll review it next week. But check out my betting review. I'll have a look at the odds and we'll pick out some winners if we can. I'll see you soon.
But due to one man, Johnathan Thurston, probably ever going to be the greatest footballer of the modern era. He has won 4 Daily M's. He's won numerous state of origins, as we all know, with the recent run that Queensland has had. And he's been a part of every single one of them. And now he's just won another premiership with his beloved Cowboys. Most people say he should be the next immortal. I say personally, yes, he will be an immortal down the track. But Norm Proven, the former St George player who is currently on the NRL trophy, he should be the next immortal. He deserves it. He is a gladiator of the game. He was a player before his time. He was one to actually bring in proper training to the team, and also he won 10 grand finals in that 11 in a row that St George won. But also out of those 10 grand finals, out of 4 of them, he was captain coach. So definitely he should be the next immortal. Just hope that the powers to be understand that. But with Johnathan Thurston, let's go back to JT. As we all know, he done some razzle-dazzle football, which set up the final try, passed the ball out to Michael Morgan. Michael Morgan does a beautiful foot pass for Kyle Felt to score in the corner. I know if I was Kyle Felt, I would retire tomorrow, because I know it doesn't matter what pub or club I go to in Townsville, I'll be getting beers brought for me for the rest of my life with that try. Now, again, Wayne Bennett after the game was talking about the golden point. The golden point, he said, should be scrapped for grand finals. Wayne Bennett has always said every time a team of his has lost a game that they should get rid of golden point. But when they win, he's the first one to smile about it. So Wayne, if Brisbane won, would you be saying quit the golden point? I don't think so. I think you need to have a good look at your thinking of getting rid of the golden point. And lastly, after Game 3 of State of Origin this year, I said Johnathan Thurston has dethroned Wally Lewis as the king. Most people may not agree with that, but after last weekend, JT is now the king of rugby league in Australia. He has dethroned Wally Lewis. Yes, Wally has won numerous competitions up in the old Brisbane Rugby League, but one thing he could not do was win a premiership for the Brisbane Broncos or the Gold Coast Seagulls, which is currently now the Gold Coast Titans. But JT, yes, he won a premiership back in 2004 with the Canterbury Bulldogs, Yes, he came off the bench and played 20 minutes, but this is the one that set him up for life. And with saying that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, but just remember what I said. JT is the new king of rugby league.
Obviously, we're doing updates via Twitter. I covered the £1 million game, and to be honest, it was better than I expected. I really thought Bradford might struggle early on with it basically being Super League versus Championship. Obviously, Wakefield have fought well before it, but to take it as close as they did, it gives me confidence that maybe next year Bradford, Lee, or even Sheffield Halifax could mount even a bigger challenge and maybe even get promoted.
And we had the £1 million game on the Saturday. I mean, there's just so much at stake in that game. I do kind of have sympathy for what Jimmy Lowes has been saying. I mean, people are going to lose their jobs because they lose that game. And I think the Wakefield chairman come out and said the same kind of thing. There's so much at stake. You just wonder if that might need looking at what's gone on in that middle eight. But I mean, it's attention. It's game itself. It's just unbelievable. Poor Danny Ali missed a kick to tie it up right near the end. Then obviously Wakefield went and made the game safe. But I mean, a tremendous entertainment. But like I said, there's a lot of pressure on some young kids whose careers could be ruined from losing games like that. I mean, to be honest with you, there's more at stake in a game like that than there is a grand final, really. I mean, Leeds or Wigan win the grand final, you know, they'll still be fine next year. But you know, one of these two, with one of them playing in Super League, one of them playing in the Championship, it's such a difference. But you get them fixtures coming out, you can be playing Leeds and Wigan, or you can go to some of the smaller clubs in the Championship. It's, I mean, there's just so much at stake. It's a harsh one, but like I say, it was tremendous entertainment. You can see where the RFL are coming from in coming up with games like this. And on Sunday, what more can we say about the NRL Grand Final? Johnathan Thurston winning it right at the end. It's absolute storybook. It was just an amazing game, one of the best games of rugby league you're ever likely to see. I mean, you know, let's not get into this league union debate, but I'll tell you one thing for certain: there'll not be a game of rugby union in this World Cup that comes anywhere near it. That's one of the best rugby league games I've ever seen in my lifetime. Absolutely tremendous. So what a weekend we've had. We've got more to come. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Hopefully we'll feature a review of the Grand Final and potentially a video review itself before, I'd say, possibly the end of the month. But if not, I'll be putting my own seasonal review up via video rather than writing. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode and look forward to producing the next one. See you soon.